Welcome to the Sisterhood of Sweat. It's Let It Rip Friday.
Hi, I'm Linda Mitchell, 54-year-old elite obstacle racer, award-winning fitness competitor, gym owner, and author. Welcome to the Sisterhood of Sweat podcast, where we will approach the difficult topics of life, interview inspiring guests, and bring empowerment to all. This community is a place where we can be who we are instead of who others want us to be. Let's get started.
And now, a word from our sponsors, Essential Formulas.
Believe it or not, weight management is more than simply calories in versus calories out. To achieve your ideal weight, your digestive system must function effectively. I'm Dr. Fred Pescatore, author of The Hamptons Diet and science advisor for Dr. Ohhira's Probiotics. Research has found that there are regulating factors that control absorption of calories and whether they are stored as fat. One of the most significant influences in our ability to keep fat off is having the proper amounts of beneficial bacteria in our GI tracts. These friendly bacteria help in regulating blood sugar and normalizing our appetite. I recommend taking Dr. Ohhira's Probiotics every day due to its carefully selected strains of live beneficial bacteria that work synergistically to maximize health, increase energy through better absorption of nutrients, and help with weight management. I believe that Dr. Ohhira's Probiotic is the most powerful and effective probiotic available today. Discover the Dr. Ohhira difference.
Dr. Ohhira's probiotics are available at Vitamin Shoppe, Whole Foods, Sprouts, and other fine health food stores nationwide.
Please don't forget to subscribe, rate, and write a quick review. This helps the Sisterhood of Sweat get noticed on iTunes. And I truly appreciate your support so much. We have been consistently hitting top 100 and top 50 for the last 6 months. If you want to help get my message out even more and impact more people's lives all over the globe, please post a picture of my show and tag me at Sisterhood of Sweat on any social media platform. It would mean the world to me. It is my goal to create a like-minded community of women who build each other up to create huge wins in their businesses, relationships, and life. Every Wednesday and Friday, I will be dropping a new show to ignite your life, fuel your passion, and give you the courage and confidence to go after what you want unapologetically. And I'm coming to you from my humble iPhone with earbuds because we had a mishap. I like to record from my iPad, which was very expensive, let me just say. It cost as much as a very expensive laptop or a computer. And last night, my husband and I were hanging my accolades, my Spartan medals, my competing in the WBFF, the IBNF, and all these different organizations, Ms. Fitness, all the years of fitness competing. We're hanging it on the walls at the gym. And I just asked him to carry my iPad, and because we were carrying a bunch of stuff out, and he gave it back to me, and then I was like, oh gosh, I don't know if I can carry, it's going to take me longer. So then he carried it with everything he was carrying, and he put it on top of our 4x4 and forgot that it was on the hood. We're driving along, and all of a sudden I heard a noise, and he wanted to immediately stop and pull over, and he was kind of swerving. I had no clue what was going on and why all of a sudden he's freaking out just because he heard a noise. I thought something hit the car, and I didn't, unbeknownst to me, it was my iPad that he put on the hood. And so we pull over, he goes, he finds it. I'm like, oh gosh, please don't let it be destroyed. I have that thing protected, super protected, with a hard case, the plastic sheet, the whole 9 yards. It was demolished, but I was so internally upset. This morning, the first thing I wanted to do was tell him, I miss my iPad, honey. And I realized I use it for all of my Zoom classes and so many things. And I was just like, oh man, that was an expensive and costly mistake. But the good news is we have Apple Care, and this is not a commercial for Apple. So I guess we'll find out how much is covered. Like, seriously? I put that down under accidental damage, but my husband and I today were laughing about it. He's like, I annihilated that biatch. I don't mess around. When he takes care of something, he takes care of it good. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, how am I going to go into this appointment with this iPad? Because when I got to it, I thought, oh, it's probably okay. I'll take the cracked plastic screen off. Then I took that off, and I went to take the computer and lift that up, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this screen is hanging by like a thread. I can internally see what my iPad is actually made out of. So yeah, accidental damage would cover it. Unexpected thing. But today we're laughing about it, and we're having fun. And I have an appointment at Apple. Incoming is a annihilated iPad. But in between all that, I have been dreaming. We were talking about dreaming last week and following after your dreams. And not everything goes perfect on the way to them, by the way. But they do make the mishaps, if you can just roll with the punches, can make good stories later. Maybe costly mistakes. Rule number 1, never set your iPad on the hood of your car. You may forget it. And it was late at night too. So it was dark. And my iPad is dark. So there you go. So back to what I've been dreaming about and thinking about. And I've been on this page lately of the things that I have always wanted to do. Things that I have had on my mind, goals, dreams, visions of things that I want to accomplish. One is to be on the cover of a magazine at 60. I want to be sexy at 60. So that's got me motivated. I've got my diet on point, and I am training, eating, doing all the things, and I have a deadline. And I also have a buddy that may be doing the same thing with me, and we are training for a cover shoot. So that is my goal. I set it, and then all of a sudden, as soon as I set it out in the universe, the opportunity appeared. So I'm working on that. That's like a huge dream, vision, goal, something to keep me motivated, and also something just a little different than I've done in all of my years of competing, a different goal. So, and a story will go with it. So I'm pretty excited about that whole aspect, and it gets me fired up and lit up. And, what do you dream about? What do you think about? What do you need to get your juices flowing, your engine going, and to start thinking outside of the box? Because I feel like many times we get into the day-to-day, the grind, and we are thinking in the box because we're just so busy running from one thing to the next. Our schedules are killing us, where we just feel drained, and it doesn't fuel your passion. It doesn't keep the needle moving and keep you excited. We'll be right back to the Sisterhood of Sweat after this quick break. I'm happy to announce you can now get the Sisterhood of Sweat on Audible. The main focus of the book is the eating component. The program is unlike any other program you've tried in the past. It's more than just a simple exercise plan. It goes beyond a list of foods to avoid, or in the case of some plans, an even shorter list of foods you can actually eat. I don't want you guys going out there like you're searching in the jungle somewhere for an ingredient. You can actually buy everything in my recipes right in the grocery store. It's easily accessible. The Sweat Project is a complete plan to help you transform your body and your health. It will teach you how to move, how to fuel your body, and give you the mindset and support you need to not give up. The best thing about the Sweat Project is the community. You will have like-minded women supporting each other in our Facebook group. The Sweat Project starts out by teaching you the basics of a healthy lifestyle. I help you ease into things by giving you some general guidelines and letting you choose what to eat. You'll have freedom, but with enough guidance that you feel really supported on your journey. I'll also help you work through any cravings you have so you're ready and able to take the next step. Once you have the hang of things, we'll start to dial things up. I'll teach you advanced fat burning strategies, but in a way that's totally accessible and never overwhelming. We're going to get your metabolism going faster than it's gone in years. And believe me, I know how hard it can be. You start to feel like your body has come to some sort of a standstill and nothing you're doing is working. I'm going to teach you and your body how to burn through its fat stores so you'll start to look leaner. And once you're burning fat and your metabolism is running high, you'll have lots of natural energy to spend both at work and at home. If you've tried other weight loss programs in the past and failed, my guess is the biggest thing you were missing is support. You didn't have the support system you needed, and especially not from a qualified expert. You didn't have someone to go to when you had questions about how to apply the program to your unique life and circumstances. And you didn't have the support of others on the same journey, women who will help lift you up and pick you up if you fall. You will always grow by being a support to others in the community too. But don't just take it from me. Here is a testimonial from one of my participants, Pam McGarvey. Linda convinced me to try her 8-week challenge. She told me I wouldn't even miss sugar and junk food. Although I did not believe that for a minute and told her so, I figured it couldn't hurt, and I was already starting to see results, so I'd give it a try. The base eating plan turned out to be pretty simple to follow, and not only was I not hungry, I actually had trouble eating all the food at times. Even my kids fell in love with Linda's recipes, so we were all eating healthier. And I was shocked when I tried my favorite sugary latte after being on the plan for several weeks. Yuck. It tasted sickeningly sweet, and I couldn't drink it. Linda was right. With Linda, I've lost an amazing 23 pounds, lost 6% body fat, and dropped 4 pant sizes. And all of this without starving myself and even having the occasional glass of wine. Challenge yourself. You'll find it's worth it, and you'll get results. I hope to see you guys all in the Sisterhood of Sweat Challenge. You can get the course online at sisterhoodofsweat.com, or you can buy the book on Amazon. It's called The Sisterhood of Sweat Project. And as well, we have the first book, The Sisterhood of Sweat, which is on Audible. They all have recipes and plans. Check them out, guys. We're back with The Sisterhood of Sweat. And a long time ago, I learned from my boss, one of my favorite bosses that ran a gym that I was at. He taught us that the way he always planned out things were to get himself going would be to have a goal that drove him. He didn't say, I want to sell X amount in sales. He didn't say, this is the number I want to reach. He found the needle mover, the motivator that got him going. And I think in life, we have to have things that excite us, that we want to work for, that keep us going, even in the mundane. We know I have that thing, that is a goal, that is a passion, that is something I can look forward to. And especially now in the season of COVID-19 and the pandemic, so many things were canceled, taken away. Even Christmas sounded like it was going to be canceled. And I think that it becomes even more important to tune out the noise, tune out the news, and tune into your heart and all of the things, all of your dreams, and realize that they're not canceled. I mean, I have a good day when I do not turn into the news, just to be truthful. Can I get an amen on that? Am I preaching to the choir today? I think we all need a little dose of positivity. And so then my second dream that I was dreaming about, really have always wanted to take my boot camp to the beach. And I've taken my boot camp to the Smokies. So I believe we're going to sign up for a beach trip, guys. So you're going to be hearing more about this really soon. If I bite and push the button you're going to be hearing about this. And I've been looking at it the last few days today, and I'm pretty excited. Wild horses are going to be involved. They run the beaches at this location. Of course, we can't feed them. We have to respect their privacy to roam the beach. Be an experience, and they even come up right to the beach house that I want to rent, and it's going to be an amazing mastermind retreat. So I'm working on it, I'm dreaming about it, and I'm getting more excited about the potential and the possibilities for doing boot camp on the beach, yoga on the beach, having a personal chef cook all of our meals. And so if this is sounding good to you, I want you to put a yes, and just message me on Instagram or DM me and let me know that this is already sounding pretty cool and exciting. The other aspect is we'll have to drive 4x4 or Jeeps to get to the location. It's about 7 miles down the beach. I'm not going to tell you where it's at yet. And it's pretty cool. So I've been working on my visions, my dreams for the future, my goals, because I think that's what keeps us excited and driven and moving forward, so we don't feel stuck. Because I think the worst is when you have a life you want to retire from and you count the days to retirement, and every day you just wish that the journey was over. I want to try to get some people fired up today and have you write down what are some things that you have always wanted to do. Instead of telling yourself why you can't do them, start telling yourself, how can I do this? And what would it look like if I did this? And instead of like limiting the dream, be like, what if I just went with the full dream? And then I started calculating the cost and figuring out, how is this doable? Because oftentimes it's not the small dreams that get us moving. It is the big dreams that get us moving. And we didn't even realize we were capable of possessing the dream that we're dreaming about, that we were capable of achieving it. But if you can dream it, and you can see it, and you can feel it, and you believe it, you can achieve it. And putting the dream out there is the first step. But I was listening to Mel Robbins the other day. She's like, if you're, in your house and, you got cracker crumbs everywhere and you're driving a moped out front, you probably feel pretty far away from those big dreams. So you have to, it isn't that they're not doable, but you have to start taking action steps and start changing things so that it's not just a dream, that it's an actual plan you have an actual plan and steps to get there. And I still believe in the big dream. The big dream is what gets you going. It's what moves the needle forward. Albert Einstein, you got that right. The person with big dreams is more powerful than the one with all the facts. Those who dare to dream often have a broader perspective in life and can turn the improbable to the possible. The man behind this profound quote is none other than what? Albert Einstein. And so you wouldn't think that Albert Einstein was a dreamer, but that is one thing all of us humans have in common: the ability to dream, accomplish, and achieve. And as I looked at my studio last night when we were hanging the medals up before the iPad mishap, and we were all working out in there together, and it had been a full week of women in and out of the studio. I really started seeing the big picture of the vision and the dream, that it's all coming together, the vision that I have for the Sisterhood of Sweat. And also in this community, when I start just putting one foot in front of the other, it's so easy to compare ourselves to somebody else's journey. When we see somebody else post on Instagram that they've been podcasting for years and they have 10 million downloads, we might compare ourselves and be like, oh gosh, I've been podcasting 4 years and I'm only at 500,000 downloads. It's easy to do this comparison thing, but we don't know, everybody's journey is different, and you just got to keep on working at what you're working at and not look at it by the mass amount of followers, by the mass amount of downloads, just always about the mass amount. And that also goes for weight loss too. It's a lot of times we only look at that number on the scale. You got to look at all the other factors and the pluses and the benefits that have been happening since you have been doing your podcast or whatever it is that you are doing. You have to look at it and be like, okay, I started from zero. I'm doing pretty darn good. And how many people's lives are you changing? Because it isn't always, it's a one-on-one game. I was listening to a podcast today and they were talking about it being a one-on-one game. It isn't a mass following game. You could have hundreds of followers, but never really do anything that's life-changing for them. So you have to look at the end of the day, what are you accomplishing? What is the good that you have brought to the universe? How does this affect everyone? How does it affect your family? And what are you achieving? And look at the good and see all of the good and write the good down so it's right there for you. If you're a mom, write all the good things down that you've done for your kids. As a wife, all the things that you have done that are important. You have to remind yourself of the good things and all of that you have accomplished, because that is what inspires you and keeps you going. And the game of comparison, it truly is, that is the thief of joy. And I believe that Theodore Roosevelt said that. It's been a rough couple of days. Okay, well, peace out, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I love talking to you guys. Please follow me on Instagram and let me know, DM me, if you are interested in the Wild Horses Retreat. More details to come. And as always, keep on keeping on.
And I hope that all of our listeners have enjoyed this podcast. And if you guys have really enjoyed this, please review us in iTunes and also share this episode with your friends and your loved ones. Thanks again for listening to the Sisterhood of Sweat.